Whether this is your first time boating, or whether you consider yourself some kind of salty dog, welcome, and thanks for renting with us today. I'm Tim, and in the next few minutes I'm going to give you some information that will help keep you and your passengers safe on your boat. I know you're anxious to get going, so let's get started. If you are not familiar with the term negligent, it basically means you are not paying proper attention or acting responsibly while operating your boat. No matter what kind of boat you operate today, there are important rules you need to follow. These rules are designed to keep you and your passengers safe, and strictly enforced, as negligent operation of a boat can be a criminal offense. Wearing a life jacket is the single best thing you can do to prevent drowning while boating. Almost 2 out of every 3 people who died while boating, including those who thought they were strong swimmers, drowned. Unfortunately, some of them were children who died because the parents were negligent. A Coast Guard approved life jacket must be on board for every person, and we strongly recommend that you wear it at all times while underway. With few exceptions, all children must wear the life jacket at all times. Make sure all life jackets fit properly and are zipped and clipped before you leave the dock. If you have any questions about how your life jacket should fit, just ask your boat rental company. If you will have children on your boat today, they deserve special attention, as their inexperience, size, and weight put them at a greater risk from accidents of all kinds. Again, with few exceptions, children are required to wear a life jacket at all times while boating. Most boating accidents are collisions, where a boat runs into another boat, a rock or reef, or something else on the bottom. By law, it is your responsibility to avoid collisions. Most collisions happen as a result of excessive speed, so it's going to be much easier to avoid collisions if you're not going too fast. There are no brakes on a boat, and when you're moving fast, it takes more time and distance to slow down or stop. You must operate your boat at a speed where you can maintain control at all times. And never try to stop a boat by putting your arms or legs between the boat, another boat, or the dock. This can result in severe injuries. There are simple navigation principles that will help you avoid collisions with other boats. If another boat is coming at you head-on, you should steer to the right or starboard. If you are overtaking or passing another boat, you should pass on the left or port side of that boat. Leave plenty of room and yield to that boat. If you are crossing the path of another boat, you should yield to a boat on your right or starboard. You should also yield to all boats that are not under power, including sailboats under sail, canoes, and kayaks. You should also stay out of the way of commercial or working boats. Overall, no matter what these rules say, if there is ever the threat of a collision, it is your responsibility to slow down, steer away, or stop. Every boat has a maximum weight and person capacity. There happens to be a good reason for this. Overloading your boat can cause it to swamp, capsize, or be very difficult to control. An uneven distribution of weight can also cause a serious situation. Make sure all people and gear are evenly and carefully organized and distributed from front to back and side to side. Improperly stowed fishing equipment, coolers, and tow sports equipment can slide about or be caught by the wind, causing a trip or slipping hazard, resulting in loss of control and falls within the boat or overboard. Again, by law, you must make sure that each person engaged in tow sports wears a properly fitted and adjusted life jacket. It takes 3 to ski is the policy of this rental company, and requires that you post a lookout in addition to the boat operator to keep an eye on the person or persons being towed. The boat operator needs to pay full attention to what's out front. Always make sure that no one is anywhere near the propeller, front, or sides of the boat before you start the motor, and use a tow rope that is at least 30 feet long to help keep tow sport participants safe from carbon monoxide. When boarding a boat, follow these proper procedures. Make sure that the operator and lookout always keeps the person in view. Turn the bow of the boat toward the person in the water. Turn the motor off well before approaching the person, and leave it off until the person is back safely in the boat. Keep the person away from the propeller blades. Never step on the propeller in order to re-enter the boat. Use the boarding ladder and make sure the engine is off. Finally, never allow anyone to hold onto the swim platform for a ride, commonly called teak surfing or platform dragging. It is unlawful to engage in tow sports at night or when visibility is poor. And be sure to stow all tow sport gear securely when not in use. The boat is in motion. If someone should fall overboard, toss the person in the water a flotation device if necessary. Then follow proper boarding procedures. If you happen to be the person who falls overboard, follow these procedures. First, raise your hand and yell to signal for help. When thrown a flotation device, clutch it to your chest until you are beside the boat. Then follow the proper boarding procedures. All boats have an awareness zone. The awareness zone includes the front, sides, rear, and swim platform and extends 30 feet behind and all around this boat. No passenger should be in the awareness zone until the boat motor is turned off, the boat has stopped moving, the keys are removed, and you have counted to 10. The propeller on a boat can spin for several seconds after the motor is off and can cause serious or fatal injuries. That is why you count to 10. Remember that it is grossly negligent and prohibited for passengers to sit on the bow, gunnels, stern, or swim platform while the boat is moving. Pay particular attention to the awareness zone while water skiing or engaging in other water sports, and especially before starting your engine. Please do not hesitate to ask your rental company if there is any part of this presentation or anything else about the safe operation of this boat that you do not fully understand. After all, there are no stupid questions when safety is at stake. Be safe.
Okay, first I just want to show you all our boats are equipped with registration, which is right here, and this is your lake pass, so you don't have to pay to get onto Lake Mead. We've taken care of that for you. Now we're going to go hop on the boat and we're going to show you some of the features of it. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you some of the features of this boat. Firstly, you've got a rental craft. If you're pulled over by a ranger, please let them know that it is a rental boat and they're going to want to see your rental contract and they're going to want to see some of the safety equipment that's on board this vessel. Firstly, down here we have life jackets. This is a 10-seater wakeboard edition, so we have the boat equipped with 10 life jackets. If you're getting our SX210, the 8-person one, there will be 8 life jackets on board. They're all of various sizes. They're all Coast Guard approved. If you need some additional life vests for children, we'll fit you up for those. We'll fit the kids up for those before you leave here. Now down here behind the captain's chair we have some other safety equipment which I want to show you. First, we have a Type 4 flotation device, or Type 4 device it is called. This is a temporary flotation device, so if someone falls overboard, you're just going to throw it out to them. They're going to be able to grab onto it, give themselves some temporary flotation while they dog paddle back to the boat and hop back on. That's in here. We also have a flag in here also. This is the wakeboard boat, so you're going to be taking with you a tube which is on the back right here, and we're also going to have the wakeboard which is located right here. Lastly, we do have water skis. And there are your water skis right there. We also have down here a couple of buoys with 15-foot ropes on them so that you can attach to the side of the vessel when you go to a dock and you can protect it. The boat is not going to get damaged. Okay, over here we also have a fire extinguisher under the screw-off lid. There's the fire extinguisher located inside that enclosure. The boat is also equipped with a rope for your tube, a rope for skiing and wakeboarding. And we also have the light pole located under here as well, which is required by law. And lastly, we have a rear beach anchor. This is a spiked beach anchor, and I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. It has a 25-foot rope attached to it. Okay, let's go over the controls of this boat. Firstly, we've got 2 engines on board, so we have 2 keys and we have 2 throttles. It's in the neutral position right now. This is forward, neutral, and this is reverse back here. It also has a land connection here that you can attach this to your life jacket, or you can just leave it attached to the keys. Okay, so when you're about to start the engines, just turn the blower on for about 10 seconds. We've had the blower on already, so we're just going to switch it off right now. And now you're ready to start the engines. And it's just key start. And if you look up here at the tachos, you can see the engines are now running. Now when you're leaving the harbour, you're going to put the boat in forward, like so. It's now idling, and we've got these buttons over here called no wake mode. What they're going to do, if you watch the RPMs right now, hold these down for 2 seconds, you'll see the light flash and the RPM just bounced up. Now what this does, it gives you a little bit more steerage way. You're going to find at idle speed these things are a little all over the place. You're not going to have very good control, and that's why Yamaha equipped their boats with this no wake mode. To switch it off, just tap a few buttons like that, the RPM drops back down. If you want it again, just hold these buttons down for 2 seconds. And once again, RPM bounces up, and we've got the visual notification that you're in no wake mode also. Okay, so when you're operating the boat, I'm going to switch it off right now. When you're operating the boat, you want to keep the RPMs around about the same. And the reason being is, if you have 7,000 RPM on this one and 9,000 RPM on this one, the boat is going to want to pull to one side, and you're going to be fighting to control it. So as you're driving it, leave your hand on the grip right here, and just rotate your wrist like that to stagger the throttles so you match the RPM, and you'll have much better control. Over here we have the fuel gauge, and as you can see, the boat is full of gas right now. We just ask that you return it full at the end of the day. Over here is our phone number. If you have any problems on the lake, please call us. We also have the National Park Service emergency number here as well. If you have any emergency situations, please call them. We have a stereo down here as well, with a separate stereo switch on this side. This is a Bluetooth stereo, so you can sync your phones to that, play your Pandora or whatever kind of music you want to have, and there it goes. We also have a bilge switch here. When you put the boat in the water, just leave that on for the entire day. The whole thing's automatic. It'll bilge out any water that might seep into the hull during the day. And that's it. Okay, it's really important when you're using a towable that you watch the rope on the towable and make sure it doesn't get ingested into the jet pump underneath the boat while you're out tubing. If it does get ingested in there, please stop the motor straight away. You're going to find the motor is struggling to run, and what's going to happen is that rope's going to ball up inside that jet pump and can explode the jet pump. So stop the engine, and you need to get on the back here, and you need to get in the jet pump. We're going to cut it out. I showed you the knife. That's where that box cutter is going to come in handy. So what you do is just open this compartment down here, and you'll see here there's 2 plugs. Down in here you'll see a grey button, and that's your release button. You're going to use your thumb and just press that release button, and I'm going to do that right now. You see the T-handle in the middle? I'm going to pull on that T-handle and pull this plug straight up. Down here is the drive shaft, and you'll see down there when it happens there'll be a rope balled up there, and that's when you're going to use that knife and cut that thing out. Now it's going to take about an hour to cut that thing out. It's quite an intensive job, but once you've done it, you're going to put this plug back into place. And you're going to notice there's an arrow here, and this goes to the front. They only go in one way, and this goes to the very front of the boat. So you put it in, just push it in and wiggle it backwards and forwards like this as you put it in, just making sure you're keeping this grey button pressed down with your thumb. It is now seated in place, and what I do is use the heel of my hand, and I'm going to push down on that T-bar, and it's going to snap and lock into place. I'll just give it a couple sharp tugs, and it is secure. Now when this hatches up, we have a couple of kill switches here to prevent anybody who starts hanging on the keys to try and turn the motor on or start the motor. So when this is up, you're not going to be able to start this motor. When you're done, just make sure that you shut this and lock it securely, like so. Okay, down here we have a towing point for the tube and the water skis, and for the wakeboard you're going to use this attachment right up here. You just lift this up, then you slip the rope over, and there the rope attaches right here. When you go to a dock, it's important that you use these bumpers to protect the side of the boat. So all you do is grab this like this, put it through there like that, and just wrap it round there like that like that. It's now attached, and now you have about 10 foot of rope that you can use to control the boat as you pull it into the dock. So when you back the vessel into the water, it's important that you get the water level about 6 inches above the top of the fender, and that'll be about the right depth. Jet boats don't have a lot of thrust going backwards, so you need to get it floating. At the end of the day, when you put it back on, what I want you to do is have it so that the first 10 inches of the boat is just out of the water. The reason for that is it's going to act as a bit of a guide. You're going to be able to see the centre of the trailer. This also will act as a little bit of a brake and slow you down so you don't come in too hot. Now up here, you'll see the boat is hard up against the bumper right now, and well, here's what I suggest. You have the driver driving it up onto the trailer, have someone over here to the side, not in front of the boat, to the side, with their hands up, just letting the driver know how far away he is from this bump stop located right here. Once he's got it up against the bump stop, he can turn the motors off. You can put on the winch strap and put on the safety right there. Alright, so when you go to a beach, we ask that you do not put the boats up on the beach. We want these boats kept in 3 feet of water at all times. In fact, we have 2 simple rules that we ask our customers to follow. Rule 1 is to keep it in 3 feet of water so the hull doesn't get damaged. Rule 2, don't hit anything.
Okay guys, as you approach the shore, you're going to want to watch your speed. So you've got your person in the front ready to throw the anchor, but before you do that, you want to turn the boat around, back in, back it on in, once you get close enough to shore, kill the engines. Go ahead and stop the boat. So the front anchor is going to be attached to the front. Driver's going to step out, anchor to the shore. Tie off. That's how you properly want to dock your boat here at Lake Mead with a 2-point anchor system. If you have any questions, please talk to the rental associate before you leave.
We're at the left rear of the boat right now. Here's the gas fill up. The boat goes out full gas. Just return the boat full at the end of the day. Just stop in at any gas station that you see as you're returning back to Skiwi. Your instructions right here, 91 octane. Okay, so now that we're outside here, we're just going to walk around and we're just going to videotape the boat for you. It is time and date stamped, and we do get you in the shot, so there's no confusion. We're not going to charge you for something somebody else has done.